Hello everyone, and welcome to the Always Keep Ice in Your Pocket presentation. My name is Brooke, and today I will be telling you all about this project, my mice, and the medical ID feature on cell phones. Feel free to input questions into the chat box, and I will answer them during the Q&A session at the end of the presentation. Now, let's get into it. Always Keep Ice in Your Pocket is a Girl Scout Gold Award project dedicated to stressing the importance of and promoting the use of carrying a form of identification, physical and/or digital, that contains essential personal, medical, and emergency contact information. It is my goal that all of you watching today will become educated about why it's so important to carry medical identification and will pass this information on to your family members and friends to ensure they are also prepared in case of emergency. You may be thinking, why is it important to carry medical information? Well, I started this project after hearing tragic stories of people who got into accidents and did not have proper identification on them to let emergency workers identify and safely treat them. Should you ever become incapacitated and need to be treated by an emergency worker, the worker needs to be able to identify you, know your essential medical information, such as allergies and current medications, and know who your emergency contacts are and how to get in contact with them. So, as I mentioned before, there are two different forms of emergency information you can carry: physical and digital. Let's go over the physical identification first. I created and designed mice, and unlike the creatures that cats chase and that I'm really afraid of, you have no reason at all to be afraid of these mice. These mice are here to help you. MICE stands for Medical Information Card for Emergency. It is a small, lightweight card you can carry in your wallet. It contains essential information emergency workers need in order to treat you safely in case you ever become incapacitated. The mice contains your name, date of birth, address, emergency contacts. Be sure to write at least one in case one of your contacts is with you, your healthcare provider, your known allergies, known medical conditions, and medications you currently take. So I've already sent mice to some of you, and others just might not have it out right now. So you can always print your own set of 8 mice off my website. The link is in the description of this live stream. But if you don't want to print it right now, you can take out a piece of paper and just take notes as I explain how to fill mice out. If you have any questions or want me to repeat something, please write what you want me to do in the chat box and I will be happy to help you. I'm going to explain step by step how to fill out the mice, and I will dedicate a few seconds after each instruction so you can fill out the card and/or take notes. So the mice is the size of a standard credit card, meaning it fits perfectly into your wallet. The top and side of the card say in bold letters, Medical Information Card for Emergency. When you finish filling the card out, please place your card into your wallet with that phrase facing upwards. By doing this, emergency workers can easily find your medical information when they look for your identification. So the mice has a front and back side. The front side of the card contains your basic information. The first thing is your full name. Fill out your name on the line provided now. After is your DOB, or date of birth. Write your birthday on the space provided now. Next is your address. Write your address on the line. Then are your emergency contacts. As I mentioned before, please write more than one person. Write the person's name and phone number on the lines provided. After is your healthcare provider. Write his or her name and phone number on the line at the bottom of the card. Great, so now we have the front side of the card filled out. Flip to the other side to fill out the rest. This side of the card has your medical information. Emergency workers will look at this side of the card and will base your treatment off of the information you write here. First are your known allergies. Please write allergies you have on the space provided. I include the word known here because some people think they do not have any allergies, but they might have some they are not aware of. If this description sounds like you, please write none known. Again, that's none known. I just typed it out and sent it in the chat box for you all to see. It is better to write none known instead of leaving the entire section blank, because if you did that, emergency workers will be questioning whether or not you have any allergies or not. So it's better for them to definitely know you do not have any that you are aware of, instead of just leaving it blank. Next are your known medical conditions. Write medical conditions you have on the space below. Again, the word known is here. Some people think they do not have any medical conditions, but they might have some they are not aware of. If this description sounds like you, please write none known. It is the same phrase I just typed into the chat box. Last is your medications. Write the medications you currently take on the space below. Congratulations! You just finished completing your mice. Take time now to place it in your wallet with the bold medical information card for emergency face up. You need to make sure it is visible in your wallet. Now, let's talk about digital emergency information. Did you know that all modern phones allow you to input your emergency information? It's really cool. The medical ID feature is a feature on your phone that contains essential emergency information. If you ever become incapacitated, an emergency worker will be able to treat you safely and contact your emergency contacts simply by opening this feature. They can access it even if your phone is locked. The medical ID feature is basically the same thing as the mice, except the medical ID feature contains medical notes, your blood type, whether or not you're an organ donor, and your weight and height. So let's look at how you can set up the medical ID feature on your phone. I have 3 separate sets of instructions for Apple phones, Samsung phones, and Android phones. Right now we're going to go over some brief instructions, and there are longer, more detailed instructions on my website. I will show you how to find them at the end of this PowerPoint. I will pause after I go over the instructions right now so you can fill out your medical ID feature. So now let's look at Apple iPhones. You can set up your medical ID in the Health app, and its icon is shown here in the top right corner. Please note, you must have the Health app set up prior to filling out the medical ID. You will know if you have to set the app up if there is a blue button at the bottom of the screen that says Next. So you just tap Next and then fill out whatever they want you to fill out. So first you open the Health app. Again, the icon for that app is in the top right corner of this PowerPoint. Then you want to tap on the Medical ID tab in the bottom right corner, and then tap Edit. Enter your medical information in the spaces provided. When you are finished, click Done and make sure you have it set so the medical ID is accessible from the lock screen. The information will then be available to anyone from the lock screen by trying to open your passcode, then tapping Emergency in the bottom left corner, and then tapping Medical ID in the bottom left corner. So since Apple has so many iPhones, I have 3 different sets of instructions on my website that I'll show you how to access after the live stream is done. But this was just the general instructions. I'll show you the more detailed ones after. So now let's look at Android phones. And Android phones include Motorola's, Google phones, OnePlus, and Sony phones. Open the Settings app and tap System, and then tap About Phone, and then tap Emergency Information. Enter the emergency information you'd like to share. For medical information, tap on Edit Information. If you don't see Edit Information, you may need to tap Info first. There's also a section there for emergency contacts, and you can just tap Add Contact and then click on the person you want to add. If you do not see Add Contact to tap on, you may first have to tap Contacts. Emergency workers will be able to access your emergency information by swiping up on the lock screen, tapping Emergency under the keypad, and then tapping Emergency Information, and then tapping on Emergency Information when it flashes red. Finally, let's look at Samsung Galaxy phones. It's super important to note that these phones do not have a direct medical ID feature. You must enter your medical information in Settings, and it will automatically appear on your lock screen once you tap Done. To add your medical information, first go to Settings and tap Lock Screen and Security, then tap Info and App Shortcuts, and then tap Owner Information. Enter your emergency information, and then choose Done. To add emergency contacts, you'll need to add phone numbers to the ICE in case of emergency contacts group in the Contacts app. First, open the Contacts app and then tap the Groups button in the top right corner. Tap on the ICE Emergency Contacts group and add your emergency contacts. Then hit Save. To enable the calling of emergency contacts from the lock screen, you'll need to make sure your phone is locked first. Then, go to the lock screen without actually unlocking it. Hold the phone icon and drag it to the center of the screen. When the keypad shows up, hit the Emergency Call button. Then you can add contacts from your emergency group by hitting the plus symbol by each new contact. You can have up to 3 contacts from the ICE group. Your information will now appear on the lock screen. So that's the end of the PowerPoint presentation. So now you can see on the screen in the white text, that is the link to the website. You can write it down or take a picture of it now while I go over some Q&A questions. So we have one question. It says, how many emergency contacts can I input? So for iPhones, I believe you can add up to 10. For Androids, I'm not sure. I would assume maybe up to 3 or maybe up to 10. And for Samsungs, you can only add 3. So now I'll go over some frequently asked questions. So this is a Girl Scout Gold Award project. So one of the questions I have been frequently getting is, what is the Girl Scout Gold Award project? So the Girl Scout Gold Award is the highest earning award a Girl Scout can earn. It is a community project that not only benefits the Girl Scouts community, but also has a national and global link, so it benefits all people in the world. So now I'm going to show my website. So let's see. Okay. So this is my website. There you can see, always keep ice in your pocket. And then it has the same information as the PowerPoint. You can see the about and the why carry. Here's medical information and the cellular devices. So to download and print your own mice, you click on download and print from the top tab. And then once you click on download now, it'll take you to another tab and it'll be a PDF file of 8 mice on one sheet. So you could print it out there and have your own mice and keep one for yourself, give the other 7 to your family members, friends, coworkers, or peers. So now to look at how to input the medical ID feature on the different types of phones, you hover over cellular devices, and then you can see their basic information. And then let's say you tap on Apple phones. So you can see the most recent phones are at the top of the screen, and then you can see how to set up and how to access it. Then as you scroll down, you get to see all of the later phones. And there's also a picture of what the health app icon looks like. So that's the website. If you want to see more updates about when we're holding more live streams, both on YouTube and on Instagram, you can go to our Instagram page. We have the schedule posted there. And you could look at our other posts. Then you can also follow our Twitter account, which also has the schedule and our other posts. So please follow us on both of those. So that is the end of the presentation. Thank you all so much for coming out today. We're holding another live stream tonight at 8 p.m. and we're holding another live stream on Friday at this same time and at 8 p.m. Tomorrow, we will be doing an Instagram Live at 9 a.m. and 8 p.m. and we will be doing a live demonstration about how to fill out the mice and the medical ID on an Apple phone and an Android phone. So please tune into those. I hope you all have a fabulous day and make sure you pass this information on to your family members and friends. It is so important that we are all prepared in case of emergency. So thank